Welcome into the Cactus Golf Podcast. We got our first
podcast. How's the echo for you,
man? All right. Do we need some better acoustics in here? Is that what you're going for,
or what?
We
need something. I don't know.
We got our first podcast of November, shifting towards the fall months here. A little slower time in the PGA, but we still got some talking points we got here. We got a few things we're going to go over. How we're going to grow the game, a few suggestions on that. Obviously, the Butterfield recap in this week's tournament down in Mexico, Mayakoba. So let's go ahead and get it started, though. I got something for you here. I don't know if you saw this today. I didn't tell you about it.
No, I was busy at work today, so I didn't look at it too much.
I saw this today. I thought it was interesting. So, Wisconsin man.
I did see this.
Plays 17,820 holes in a calendar year.
I think it was like 990 rounds of golf.
So I read it wrong at first. I thought it said 17,820 rounds in the year. I was like, this is impossible.
Yeah, he never.
That's sun up to sundown.
He never go to
more
sleep.
than that. That's like round 24 hours a day. And then I was rereading. I was like, oh, holes. Okay, because it would have worked out to like 48 rounds a day is what it was.
Oh,
and I was like, that's impossible. That's literally impossible.
No.
And then I kept reading. I was like, oh, holes.
So he technically did like three rounds a day.
It was 2.7 is what I saw.
Oh my gosh, man. What kind of, did it say what kind of course it was? Was it shorter, a shorter course?
It was in Wisconsin, obviously, Wisconsin man. I didn't look too much into the course.
Wait a minute. So Wisconsin, so he has weather to factor into this.
And so I saw that I didn't see the type of course, but I saw obviously they're like making the jokes. It was on Golf Digest was the article, and I read it real fast, and they said that you think you're on a first name basis with your starter and whatnot. This guy, they're about to buy him a bunk bed there or something like that,
Seriously, man.
But I saw that he works. So he goes like as soon as he can in the morning, starts golfing, and then he goes and works 2 shifts at a grocery store.
Okay.
And then he coaches high school boys and girls golf.
Got it.
It's a full day.
Wow. Does he have a wife? Is he married?
I didn't see that. I don't know.
I don't think he has kids either.
And then I guess when it's in season, he coaches basketball too for the high school.
Oh my gosh.
So.
Wow. Does he always play at the same course?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's the same course.
That's bizarre. Well, good for him.
He better be good.
Yeah, if not, he's probably better than when he started.
He better be
I would
good.
be curious to see from the beginning till at the end if he improved or decreased at all.
Apparently, it's not an official world record because you have to have somebody there to witness it and have all the cards and stuff.
Yeah.
And then obviously he gets there too early. You have to have somebody from the whole what is it that does the world records? Who does that? I forget the name of
Guinness
it. Guinness Book. Right? Yeah. There you go. You have to have somebody from there to see it. So it's not an official world record. I think the official world record is 15,000. Is what I think I saw.
Oh my God.
Which is still crazy. But so I saw that today.
It's assign a full team to follow this person around.
Right. I mean, that'd be so much work. So that's why it's not official. But I thought that was interesting.
Crazy. That's pretty cool. I did see that.
Yeah.
I did see that.
I thought you might have because it was on Golf Digest, so it might have popped up in Instagram.
Yeah, it did.
But so we got that was our. Well, I wanted to shout that out because I saw that today and I thought that was interesting. So
good for you, Wisconsin, man.
We got our segment here before we get to the tournaments. Grow the game. How we think. Got a few ideas on how we think we can grow the game of golf. I think it definitely did grow during the pandemic and has been growing over the last 5 years or so. So just some more things I think we can do, and got a few topics here. So why don't you get us kicked off? What do you got your first section on how we can grow the game?
Make it a contact sport. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
No, I think my mind went to this right away is you have to start with the kids. Okay, so I started thinking back and I was like, when I was younger, I can't think of a single person that was part of a golf league when I was younger. We had kids in Little League. We had kids in Pop Warner football. We had kids in basketball. I can't remember what the organization was called. I think it's nationwide. But I can't think of a single kid that was like, oh, I'm in a golf league. Not a single. Can you think of anyone? I'm curious. I'm genuinely curious.
No. I mean, no, not in the Little League.
Yeah, so I have younger cousins that I
think my best friend high school played golf a little bit, and we played all our sports, but I don't even know what affiliation that was with the.
Yeah, so that's my first part. If you want to grow the game, you establish. I know. First Tee is an organization, nonprofit and they focus a lot on golf, but then transitioning them to skills in life in general and helping kids, and it's fantastic. And I know it's It's nationwide because my uncle has my cousin's part of it. So I know the organization's there, but I would like to see some form of a kids organization for golf. I think that's one thing that would truly help those kids. And I think too, you create a golf course specifically for those kids.
Well, there's a lot of like junior tours I know of.
Yep.
I mean, I interned at one Hurricane Junior Golf Tour, and that, I mean, it's pretty big. It's definitely grown since I was there as well, and they have some huge sponsors.
But like I'm thinking because
there's also other ones, AJGA, and there's a few others. Yeah,
I'm thinking like all of these organizations, even like First Tee, I bet you all other ones, they play at like big courses, right?
Yeah, they played at Kiowa, is the one I played at. Yeah.
So why not make a course that's the size for kids? Right? Like
I mean, they just make them shorter.
They make them shorter. Yeah, but then at the same time too, most of those courses, they care about profit, right? That's what they care about, bringing people in, taking revenue. Care about profit. Exactly, right? Mm-hmm. Pretty much. So if you get some of these organizations to create their own, they have their nonprofits, they can raise some funding, they create their own courses specifically for that. And that's all they do is work with kids, and the kids can go and play there. So it's not like, oh, I'm taking my kid golfing with me. Because, okay, let's be realistic. If I'm getting paired up with a dad and his son's young, I'm not going to be the most happy. Because I want to get out there and play, and I'll have to be like, oh, okay, let's bring little Johnny up to
what's the difference between that and like ladies' tees?
To the ladies' tees? Yeah, well, they have junior tees, too. We were playing in Myrtle Beach. The only difference is that me personally, and I bet you a lot of other people don't like to have a lot of your kids on the course. It's just like it's sometimes it's a place for people to go get away from kids. Like if you have a family, sometimes it's like
I don't like getting paired with anybody. So
well, I mean, me either. I don't. I'd be honest, I really don't. And that's part of my next point. But my personal opinion is that those organizations need to create a course that's specifically for those kids. They can go play. So then, like even like you can be like, I'm dropping the kids off. They're gonna go golf at. Whatever. What
about just like specific tee times for kids?
And that could be that I think that's a start.
Too much of a too small of a hole.
But here's the problem though: specific tee times. What do the golf courses care about? Profit. That hurts their profit.
Well, yeah, but I think it'd be easier to do that than have a full-fledged kid. Well,
you have to start it. But I'm saying these organizations, they're nonprofits. They can raise money. Believe me, I'm sure they can raise money to make a course. Courses cost. I know they're multiple $1 million, but these like First Tee, for instance, hundreds probably. This organization's nationwide. They're incredibly popular. Like they've got donors, and I guarantee you, a lot of these PGA pros, live pros, would donate money, and they would donate and build courses for those kids. I bet you. And again, it's not going to be like in the middle of where we're from, middle of Indiana. You probably aren't going to have one. It's going to probably have to start off in like key areas. That's just an idea.
I think you can focus on the kids without having like an only course for kids.
I don't know, but that's an idea.
No, I like it. Yeah, okay. But my first one here, I went different. I didn't, I F them kids is my philosophy here. No, I'm just kidding. I did not go with the kids. I went with...
I was not expecting that. Go ahead.
Make the courses and clubhouses more of a community, like gathering spot. So like in my hometown in Indiana, they redid the golf course. They're redoing it currently still. And they redid the clubhouse, and like there's like this bar. Most clubhouses obviously have a bar. Like almost all of them probably have a bar and whatnot. But it's more of like a community gathering spot where, like with my friends, where we could go and just kind of hang out and drink and watch sports and whatnot, eat some food.
You know who does a good job with that out here? Dobson Ranch.
Yeah,
they do a really good job with that.
They had like karaoke there that one time we went over there. Yeah, so I think more of that.
Not a lot of courses do that.
No, more of that where you can just go out and hang out. You don't have to play.
Yeah,
and you can just go and hang out, and then that kind of just makes you feel more comfortable by being around it, and like you see people doing it, your friends are doing it. You kind of just get more inclined to go play. As well. More just bars, events. Obviously, you have scrambles and stuff, which that'd probably, if you are that type of person that you're only going there to hang out, drink a few drinks, have some food, I don't know, karaoke, like we said. That would probably be your easiest way to get introduced to it, is do a little scramble with your buddies. And then, so more of those kinds of things. I think they do a good amount of scrambles. That's definitely something that's not like uncommon at all. But just more of those kinds of events get people more likely to pick it up and be more comfortable around the game.
I like that one. My next one is, I'm big on creating new courses. So the next one is creating more courses for beginners. Okay, so I was like, okay, well, that's an executive course, right, for beginners.
You're partnered with the Saudis over here with all the money you're doling out.
Me and DJ, man, after all of his earnings from Live, we're gonna go create all these. All right, but no, it's like, I first thought was like, okay, like, a beginner course is an executive course, right? It's a shorter course. But then, like, if you Google what an executive course is, it's not really a beginner course. It's a course made for business professionals to get out and get a quick tea time and get back to the office fast. That's technically what they are made for. They transitioned, obviously, throughout the years, right? Where they're kind of more or less a starter course for some people. It's treated that way, right? But even at a lot of those courses, you still don't have just people that are brand new to the game playing there. Like, you still have people that, like us, that I don't want to pay a crazy amount of money to go play all the time, so I'm going to go out there and play, like the course that we just went and played the other day. Like, it's a shorter course. It was $15 to play 9 holes, which in Arizona in November, $15 to play 9 holes is pretty freaking good. So if they create or designate, maybe, they don't have to create, designate courses as beginner courses. So going into there, like, hey,
I think they are, like, kind of unofficially they do that, kind of, because, like, there's worse, right?
Correct. I mean, yeah. So, like, but, like, what do you mean by worse? Like,
Paradise Valley.
Yeah. So here's my so that's fair. Fair. But here's another thing too, though, is like, as a beginner, if all your courses suck, that's not really gonna make you want to play. Like, it's like, oh, I'm going to go play at Paradise Valley, and if people that know about Paradise Valley, sounds fantastic, but it is a dump.
Not a paradise.
It is not a paradise. It is
a valley.
It is a valley. It's a big valley. And, like it's just, if I'm a beginner and I'm just getting into the game, I don't want to go play at a dump. I want to go play at an okay course, right? So, like, maybe designated courses, not to create courses, designate courses as beginner courses. So, like, I know going there, like, okay, tee time at 18 holes, it might take 5+ hours because everyone there is very new, right? So going into there, so you don't have people breathing down your neck, especially when you're a beginner. Even now, I'm not a beginner, but, like, when I play and someone's, like, on my butt when I'm playing, like, I play more nervous, like, I kind of get mad, like, that they're all breathing down my neck. Versus, like, imagine if it was a beginner, it's your first time playing, you're kind of like, oh, whatever, I'm just gonna grab my ball and pick it up and just keep going. I rather have, like, a courses designated as true beginner courses, but they have to be kept up and actually be nice.
Sure.
That's my second point.
Okay. Probably if you're gonna do that, again, my mind comes to the dollars. Probably just have to be a 9-hole course or something like that.
It probably could be.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong.
That way it can just be cheaper, so that you can have a good quality, but there's less to keep up with that good quality.
For sure. And I don't think it needs to be 18. I think 9's plenty. For a beginner, if you're just getting started and you're not the best, I don't think you want to put yourself through 18 holes.
I love playing 9 holes, honestly.
You're gonna be really mad by the time you even hit the turn.
Yeah, I love playing 9 holes, honestly. It's really enjoyable for me to do that. 18 just it's fun, but it's a whole day almost, depending on how slow the course is.
Yeah.
But okay, so my next one is a little less about just the everyday golfer, but I want to see more non-stroke play matches, among, like, pros, though.
Yeah.
So, like, a President's Cup, we referenced that a few times.
Match play.
It's so entertaining, so much more entertaining.
Yeah.
Not that I don't enjoy,
even how Live Golf just did their
the team events, right? So it's just way more entertaining.
I agree.
It's just, like, I didn't really know the exact format of the President's Cup, so I watched it, and I believe the what's the other one? Gosh dang it, it's coming up.
The
Ryder Cup. Yeah, I couldn't think of the name. But yeah, the Ryder Cup's have a similar format. It's not the same, I think. So it's just so entertaining. Like, every shot means something. Like I said in the other podcast, you watch who you're going against, what they do on that par 3, and they stick it 4 feet from the pin. The pressure is on.
Yeah.
And you're not always partnered with somebody at the top of the leaderboard. You have no idea. You're just playing your game, which there is kind of a fun aspect to that, because you're challenging yourself, kind of. Whereas this, you see somebody stick it close. You're like, you know exactly what you got to do. Yeah. So I think that's really kind of entertaining. That would draw more eyes to the game, and I think that would go a long way with, I think growing the game, making people just maybe not getting people out and playing more, but just having more eyes on it would be helpful. I think for sure. I know the Live things, they're in the talks of trying to get on the TV broadcast now. They don't have a TV broadcast partner right now, and they're really talking about how they can do that to grow their tour there. So that's one big thing. I saw, I think it was Dan Rappaport talking about that, how it's such a big issue for them right now, and they believe they'll be able to do it, but they just haven't done that yet. And so I think that's one thing. Just get more people eyes on the game, eyes on every tour. I think that would go a long way with getting people interested in the game.
Yeah, and I think I've been watching, I'm sure you see me. I watch a lot of YouTube, at golf YouTube, and mostly one channel, but they do a really good job at they're watching their stroke play matches. I still watch them, but they're not as entertaining. Watching the match play, or they play random games. I'm watching one video now where they play a game called Infected, where it's 5 versus 1 person, and if that person beats them, he gets to pick someone on that team and bring them over to his side, and then now it's 4 versus 2, and you can see through a 6-hole match if that person can bring everyone over or not. And they play pros. They play people who are really good, but they're also really good too as well. But it's entertaining. It's not traditional. I'm not saying stroke play is not the best format, but it's cool to see different stuff every once in a while.
Yeah, I think I would love to see more of that. I would watch a lot more if that was the case. I definitely don't think it's a non-popular take. I think that's
I'm sure
some more people would love to see. So what do you got for your last one?
My last one is creating more communities that aren't stuck up. Okay,
I'll go on my next one.
Hint at this hat. It's just, I think being a part of a community as a beginner helps a transition into a sport. Finding the wrong community can hinder that transition.
What do you mean by community? Explain what you mean.
Community of golfers, community of people that of any ability that are brand new to the sport or who've been playing their entire lives.
Like a course, a league, what do you got?
Anything. It can be anything. Or it can be not an ad, Cactus Golf Club.
Yeah.
But it's just if you get put into, if you try and find a community of people and you post a video of yourself, of your swing, and all the comments are just destroying your swing, number one, you're never going to post a swing video again. And number two, you're probably going to quit the game after a while. Because it's just I ain't going to keep doing this anymore. But if you get a community of people that are trying to help you out, or don't get me wrong, they're not saying hey, your swing's beautiful. It's that's a lie, right? No one's gonna lie to you, but hey, an instructor comments on the post and be hey, maybe you should try this next time or whatever. I see you're coming a little bit more over the top. Just little things like that. I think being a part of a community helps, and then even being a part of a community that's local to you, so you can play with those people. Because I don't if I'm playing by myself, I don't like getting paired up with someone random. I really don't. Most of the time, pretty much almost every time, the person I get paired with is not that bad. They're actually okay. Yeah. It's not ever a big deal. Most of them are actually pretty funny. But it's still as a beginner new to the sport, you're probably nervous if you're getting paired up with someone I gotta make sure I perform well, or I don't want to slow their game down too much. So if you're a part of a community that's local to you, or whatever, you can play with those people. You have someone that you can go out and get around in with, versus I don't want to play right now because I'm a single, and they'll probably pair me up with somebody.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's hear your last one.
I got one more here. I got create incentives for new players. So sports betting is really good at this, and I think there's create incentives. Right. I mean, it's the simplest thing. I mean, sports betting is the perfect example for this.
So you're saying brands, hey, you knew golfer.
I think courses, I think, is my idea. And I think it would maybe be hard to start because you would... So my idea was, you go to a course for the first time, how does the course know you're a first-time player? It would be kind of thing you'd have to roll out for a while and have a database of okay, who's going here. But I think... Again, I think you could eventually implement it. Might be kind of tricky to first start, but once you get started, say, hey, you get your first round, you get your first lesson for free with your first round, or something like that, or vice versa. You get a lesson with your first round, with your first lesson, whatever, and then you can also get discounts on clubs, apparel, whatnot. There's plenty of ways I think you can create incentives for new players to either play at that course for the first time or pick up the clubs for the first time. I think there's plenty of ways.
I think it'd be cool to have, and not every course would do this, and they had to have some sort of database to keep track of this. maybe it's like a part of your driver's license thing, but it's like, hey, if it's your first time playing here, first time's on us. Come out and enjoy it. And then you try the course, like, oh, this course is pretty nice. I'm going to keep coming back here, right? Again, like, I don't think True North is going to be like, hey, come on over, everybody, for free, right? But, like, I think at certain courses, like, I think even, again, I bring it up the same brought up earlier, Dobson Ranch. I went there for when I was my first time, and they said, oh, hey, you ever tried out our simulator range that they have there? And I said, no, I haven't. I was just going to do a bucket of balls. It's like, oh, no, try it out. It's on us the first time.
Exactly.
That's cool. Like, I like that. I get so much respect for that now, like, I mentioned them twice in the podcast. I went there to the range many times. I played there a couple times. Like, I'm going to keep going back because they've kind of earned my respect and my trust. And as a new golfer, if someone, like, hey, you can play our course free for the first time, every time after that you're going to have to pay, obviously. But, like, or they can throw in, like, maybe it's free range balls, for the one time or whatever it is. Just kind of helps that. I don't know. I like that.
Yeah, there's plenty of, grocery stores do this too. You keep coming there, they're going to give you more like rewards.
Yeah,
it's like the whole
do have rewards programs.
Yeah, so I mean, just more of that. I think just for new players particularly, but yeah, just roll it out. I think that would go a long way. Just getting players out there. You can partner, like I said, with. There's a lot of second swings out here. What was yours? You got Vans, right? You went to Vans to get your clubs.
Yeah,
Golf Shop. Yeah. They're all owned, I think, by
Worldwide Golf Shop is what owns Vans, not Second Swing. They're independent.
On their own. Okay,
yeah.
So yeah, you can partner with people like that, and it's like you play here, you get whatever off clubs and whatnot. I mean, I think there's plenty of ways. I mean, it's just kind of scratch ideas like that, but I think there's plenty of ways to do that to get new players out, get out there and playing.
I agree. All right, I think that was great. I think that was awesome.
Yeah, I think there's a lot. I think it is growing. There's a lot that could be done. It's.
Golf back in the day was thought of very much as like a pretentious sport.
Right, and it's easy to say, oh, just make it more available and cheaper. I mean, clubs can only get so cheap.
That should be another whole other podcast.
I didn't want to get into that because that's too cherry picking. Yeah. It's too easy. There's people making things cheaper, for golf. Like Cactus Golf Club is, but there's I forget the club manufacturer. Gosh darn it, they're all black.
Sticks.
That's right. STIX. Yeah. So they're supposed to be known for cheaper clubs and stuff like that. So that's been done, but kind of
cheap, but also good though too. Like,
right. Yeah.
Some people can just be like, oh, our stuff's cheap, but it's crap.
Right.
And that's not funny either.
So we wanted to kind of get some ideas out there to do that weren't like that, but I think that was good.
That was fun.
So. But enough of that. Let's go on to this past week at Butterfield Bermuda.
Seamus, baby, or Seamus as I called him.
Seamus Power.
Yes, baby. Let's go.
Wins at 19 under.
Oh, let's go ahead and throw in the part of last episode when I said who my prediction was. Yes. So I'm going Seamus Power. Seamus, same thing. Okay, thank you so much.
I didn't bet on it.
I know I didn't bet. I had him I had him on top 20. Yeah, I still won the bet, but hey, I'm just saying I picked the winner.
I kind of did too. But so that's Seamus Power's second win on tour. Second win, 19 under. He moves to 5th in the FedEx Cup ranking. So he jumped. It's early in the season, so there's huge swings. He was 90. He was 100. He was 104th.
I don't know.
He moved up 99 spots.
That's
to the 5th.
Crazy. Yeah.
So it was big swings, obviously early in the season, but he's in the 5th in FedEx Cup. Thomas Detry finished a solo second. Mm-hmm. So Thomas Detry's a rookie on tour this year, balling out. So far, his finishes this year are tied 12th, tied 9th, tied 69th, and then solo second here. So rookie on tour, balling out.
Pretty cool.
Those two names sound familiar because I hit my parlay. We'll get into betting corner later, but those two, I had 1-2 in my parlay. It still didn't get me into the green, but it's kind of nice to see that though.
It's okay.
I had top 40 and then top 20 for both those, and they finished 1-2. I feel like DK needs to give me some bonus for that. I mean, come on.
I don't know, man.
Come on, man. Like, what do you...
But did you see, I was looking at his scorecards. He had 4 bogeys on the back 9 on Sunday. Seamus did.
On the back 9, okay. I think the front 9 was playing easier from what I remember.
That's crazy. And to still win, that's like... you see that a lot with a lot of these players. Even some of like the seasoned players that when they get to a lead, or even on the last hole, like Scotty Scheffler last year at the Masters, when he missed that couple putts on the N18 to win.
Well, he also his drive didn't hit the fairway. He was behind like a tree and he had to punch out.
That's right. Like the nerves that these golfers face. I mean, how do you train for that? You have to get some sort of like a lot of these golfers have swing coaches and caddies and whatever. They have a lot of stuff, a lot of coaches. Like I'm curious, I have mentality.
Oh, they definitely do. Yeah, they 100% do. Somebody we went to
they need to do a lot better job because half of them still, bet like a terms crap the bed when it's on, like when they're up in the lead.
Yeah, we went to school with somebody. I don't know if you met him or not. He went to IU. He like does kind of like mental, like I don't know what it's actually called, but he works with athletes on like the mental aspect of the game.
Interesting.
Yeah, so he does that. But yeah, they definitely do have that. But yeah, it was You hated the field. I think it turned out to be a pretty good.
I hated the field. Still, don't get me wrong. I still didn't like the field, but I liked the outcome.
They played well. 19 under. I think this week's tournament coming up in Mayakoba, the winner's been at 20 under and hovering around there. So it's not like it was terrible golf.
This week has a good lineup.
Yeah, it's a better lineup. Yeah. I think it was good. We had some. Yeah, Thomas Detry's a rookie on tour. He's been right up there with Taylor Montgomery. We've shouted him out a few times. He's a rookie as well on tour. They're both balling out so far this year. So I think give it the credit it's due. Give him. Adam Schenk almost pulled it out.
Don't even. I'll talk about him later.
Adam Schenk almost.
All right, I got 2 truths and a lie for you. I told you I'm doing this for every winner, and this one was kind of a little harder to find some about him. So, 2 truths and a lie. You ready?
Truth. His name is pronounced Seamus.
That's a good one. No. Is from Ireland.
Yeah, truth.
Would be an astronaut if he didn't pursue golf. Played in the World Racquetball Championship.
Racquetball.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. He was actually top 10 in the world when he was 11 and 12 years old. That's very random. But actually, he wouldn't be an astronaut. He'd be an accountant. I told you just random things about these guys. That's why it's going to be harder. If I'm going to do 2 truths and a lie, and we got these random
what
people.
What you need is a better poker face because you kind of looked away when you said astronaut, whereas you're looking at your screen reading it.
I don't know.
More
I don't
so
know what I did.
On the last one.
You still got it wrong, so.
But no, I said the truth on that one.
You not say truth?
Yeah, on the last one, I said, yeah, that's it.
Oh.
Because I said truth on that one.
I think after I said it is when you said truth, so you can just pick up the win. But that's fine. That's fine, nonetheless.
Whatever.
So, we also had another tournament last weekend. Live Miami, the team event. 4 aces, which wasn't a huge surprise.
They were easily the betting favorite, right?
Yeah, but they only won by 1 stroke, so it was actually a really close match. So they lost. The second place was Punch Golf Club, which was led by Cameron Smith. So they had the 1 stroke victory. They were 7 under, and Punch Golf Club was 6 under. Close, a lot closer than I thought.
I didn't really pay too much attention to that one. I kind of saw a little bit. It was kind of a lot going on.
Yeah.
We mentioned we'd like the match play, but it was kind of a lot going on with like all their intertwined of like the teams picking who they're playing.
Well, did you see that Bryson DeChambeau called out Louis? There you go. He called him out and said, I want to play these guys. I want to play Louis. I think he said my 4-iron. Don't quote me. I think he said my 4-iron goes farther than his drive this week or something like that.
Cool.
And then Louis beat him.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's hilarious.
You're not on the long drive anymore, Bryson.
Oh, it's too funny though. It was funny. It was cool to see that he has the confidence to come out.
They had the press conferences where they're kind of getting a little feisty.
Yeah. Brooks and Phil Mickelson.
It was kind of feisty. Yeah. It was kind of forced. I saw somebody else talking about this on another podcast. It was kind of forced. It wasn't. They were kind of jabbing back at each other, but it was kind of like just kind of off the cuff. It wasn't really like true animosity. It was more just like, joking with your buddies, kind of halfway, messing with them. It was still good. I like it. I like that aspect.
What do you expect, like UFC press conferences when they're like standing up and throwing stuff at them?
That's on the other end of the spectrum there. But I do. The other podcast I saw that was talking about it was kind of like ragging on it, but and again, I think it was kind of forced, not super genuine, but I do think that those kinds of like press conferences be kind of interesting. When we had that, when Bryson and Brooks had the real beef, it was kind of interesting, and that was like real. It wasn't forced at all. That was like actually real.
Yeah.
Or if it wasn't real, then they did a good job faking it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think more of that would be kind of cool, introducing more of that if it does, become more of rivalry
I'm trying to
aspect on
think
the
of
tour.
what, because it was Brooks and Phil Mickelson were going at it.
It was with the green jacket.
Yeah,
It's like a nice green polo or
Yeah.
something like that. And like, oh, you don't have a green jacket or something like that.
It's still cool. It's funny. It makes me laugh.
But I think, it was good. I think I would like to see that more. I think they're all just so comfortable because they know how much money they're making. They're just like, I don't
Dustin
even care.
Johnson, $36 million what he ended up with.
Well,
the
see,
year.
Pat Perez,
He had another one. I saw
he
that.
hasn't made a top, 24, I think, on the 48 field tournaments for Live.
I thought there was one weekend when he played.
Maybe one where he did well, but he's banked
past one before,
a ton of money.
Yeah. Oh, tons.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were showing from his first start in the PGA till now, it was some crazy amount of money. He almost made how much he's made all of his whole career.
Yeah.
He didn't make more. He was catching up to it though. So I don't know. It's cool.
I'm not ragging on it. I like it. I like what Liv's doing, but yeah.
I like it. All right. Worldwide Technology Championship
At
this week.
Mayakoba.
Talk about Mayakoba. What's the course?
So that was a mouthful, right? Worldwide Technology Championship, Mayakoba. It's
yeah.
called Mayakoba Classic, at least. I'm going to call it that because I don't want to say that every time. So let's call it Mayakoba Classic. 2021 winner Victor Hovland. He's won 2 years in a row. He's going for the three-peat. So this is at El Camaleon golf course.
El Camaleon.
Par 71, 7,000 yards. A little shorter again, like the last tournament there at Butterfield was. That was 6,800 yards. This one's 7,000. Like I said, Hovland seeking the third consecutive victory. So he's chasing after this kind of would-be kind of record here. So Steve Stricker is the last person to win the same tournament 3 consecutive years. He did that at the John Deere Classic in 2009, 2011.
Got it.
This is a big shocker here. I just wanted to throw in this Tiger Woods stat just because they're all crazy, right?
Yeah.
Tiger Woods is the most prolific of the three-peaters on the PGA Tour, winning 4 separate events 3 times in a row. 4 separate events 3 times in a row, plus 2 events he won 4 times in a row.
Oh my gosh!
So
that's kind of cool. I think last week or a week prior. Rory won.
He won
the CJ Cup back to back.
Max Homa won the Fortinet 2 years in a row this year.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so I was right in the last podcast. He did just have a baby.
Yeah, I did see that.
He did just have a baby. I thought that was. I knew he was either just had it or was going to have it.
Yeah.
He just had it today, I believe. Yeah. So
I think it. Well, then
today.
So then technically you weren't right. Then you said he already had the baby. That was a prior episode. So.
I thought it was coming. I think I was asking, but yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So he just had his baby. So that's
congratulations.
He's taking some time off. Yeah. So
good for him.
Little Max Homa.
I saw his thing saying that my son will never have to wait at the baggage claim for his golf clubs. I don't know. Was he trying to say he's gonna be he's gonna ball out, so he'll have his own jet? Is that what he's saying? I don't really know what he meant by that.
I didn't see that. I don't know.
I saw it in the right. I was on the way home today, so I'm not sure what he meant by that. If he's talking about balling out, he's gonna have a private jet for his son, that's kind of cool. Good for that guy. He's not for his son. He's gonna ball out and be able to fly private. Is what I meant by that. If he joins Live, he might be able to buy his son a private jet.
I was thinking that. I wasn't gonna say it.
Yeah,
I was thinking it. But yeah, so we got Mayakoba Classic, Hovland going for 2 or 3 years in a row. We got a better field here. Better field than last week. We got Scheffler, Hovland. Jeez. Yeah, we got a better field here this week. So yeah, we don't. Let's see. Yeah, I believe I saw that the 2 Mexican internationals are not on the tour anymore. Carlos Ortiz went to Live. I believe Abraham Ancer.
Yes.
Sergio Garcia's Spanish.
I don't even know.
So
that's a guess.
That's different. So yeah,
kind of.
Carlos Ortiz and Abraham Ancer are both on Live, so we won't be at their at the homeland. But oh well, still got a good field. So that's a little recap there.
Who do you have this week?
I was about to ask you because you usually ask me.
Let me go first.
Go ahead.
I'm going for the three-peat.
Hovland.
I'm going Victor Hovland. I'm excited for him this year.
You like going with the repeats. I think you picked somebody with the repeat a couple weeks ago. I think you had, who was it?
I can pull my notes.
You had somebody to repeat. I think he did. No, he didn't. He almost did. It was, dang it. Who was it? He lost to Tom Kim.
Oh, it was Taylor Montgomery?
No. He's rookie.
Oh, it was rookie. Yeah, that's all right. Because that was his home course.
I can't think of it.
I don't know who I picked, man. I said my first one. I said.
Look it up here real quick.
I said Taylor Montgomery for Shriners. I said Hideki Matsuyama.
I think it was maybe a few weeks ago. I can't think of his name. I can see his face.
Oh my gosh! Tell him, what does he look like?
He's white.
I said Victor Hovland at the CJ Cup. And then
maybe it was over the summer you did.
I was gonna say I don't see any of my notes where I've picked it besides now.
Oh, ESPN doesn't have the past tournaments on here. But yeah, I feel like you just pick the repeats every now and then, so I'm not surprised by that. But we'll see.
I don't know. I'll look through our Instagram posts.
I'll find it here in 1 second. But my pick here, you'll see again in betting corner. I got Morikawa.
Colin Morikawa. He was my number 2 choice in this one.
So yeah, so I like Morikawa. Some of the stats I looked up.
It was Hideki
Matsuyama. I'm thinking of somebody else, but yeah, again, that was another one. Yeah, another one.
Did I pick another one?
Yeah,
I'll go back.
Let's see.
I'm going back.
It was at Shriners. Is that what Tom Kim won?
Shriners was
Patrick Cantlay is who I was thinking. Maybe it wasn't the one you picked.
I picked. Like I just said, Taylor Montgomery.
Oh, Montgomery there. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know what I'm thinking. Maybe I'm just making it up in my head. I don't know.
I'm going back and I ain't seen anything.
But I feel like you do that every now and then.
No, I did it for Cantlay for the BMW Championship.
That's what it was. So not too long ago.
Not too long ago. That was August 18th.
So yeah, only 2.5 months ago.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Before
the podcast was even a thing.
I'm just showing off my memory here. I don't know.
All right, fair enough.
Okay, so yeah, I got Colin Morikawa. I looked some of the stats I looked up. His game is favored at this kind of course here. Again, it's similar to the tropical climate we had in Bermuda last weekend. It's again kind of in a more tropical area there in Mexico, I believe closer to the coast. So it'll be similar again, shorter course. So I saw that the driving accuracy will be important, and then also just approach game. So
cool.
I think he's favored there. I like that, and
I think those are both good picks.
He's gonna lend me some money.
Let's see. Let's talk about money. Show me the money, Blair. Show me the money.
I'm about to.
Right here. Last week.
Are you at the first green week?
I had my first green week. I think the first
green week we've all had.
Yes. I'm not sure if I'm saying this correctly. I was plus 143 units or plus 43. Yeah, so how can I be this? Okay, yes, right. Plus 43 units from last week.
143 would be like
a
doubling and a half.
Yeah. I get you.
Almost 1.5 times.
So plus 43 units from last week. So now my scorecard sits at minus 257.
257. Okay. I lost 33 units on mine. I hit my parlay. I just didn't put enough units on it.
So
I needed to.
You're minus.
What was
183?
It was 150.
You're 150.
So yeah, 183.
Yeah.
Okay. 183. I'm sorry. Yeah, 183. You're 250. So
257.
Tighten the gap a little bit.
I'm just glad I didn't have another offer again, man. But I wanted to. I need to have words with your dad because Adam Shank just I can't with the guy, man. He was in contention and then he shot a five over
on Saturday.
Yeah, did you see his wife put a tweet up and
he forgot his luggage.
He forgot not his luggage, his golf clubs. His golf club. You're a professional golfer and you're going to play and you forget your golf clubs? If I would have known that, I would have freaking pulled the bet.
Like, he was playing well, though. He's playing well.
I know. Well, he was, and then he pulled 5 over. Good night.
What'd you have him to finish as?
I had top 20.
Top 20.
He finished tied 29.
Yeah, so he wasn't too far off.
Yeah, but he was in contention. He was up
he was top 5 or 10 rank most of the first 2 days.
Yeah. So, I had last week, I had my Seamus Power hit. I had him top 20. Obviously, he won last week. And then I had the 4 aces as the outright winner. So 2 wins this last week. I'm excited about it. But I changed up my strategy again because there's no live going on. So I changed it up a little bit.
Well, tell us your first one.
My first one. We mentioned about him earlier. If I told you we mentioned him earlier, can you guess who it is?
Morikawa?
Taylor Montgomery.
Oh, okay.
Taylor Montgomery, top 20. Odds plus 125, 20 units.
Okay.
And before you ask, am I giving everyone 20 units? Yes, I am. I'm going 5 bets this week.
I was like, wait a minute.
Doing 5 bets this week.
I went with 4, so we kind of swap here. So Snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap.
Yeah, it's a good
little
one.
office
Little
reference
office
there.
reference.
So my first one, I'm going back again to the parlay. I'm getting a little juicier again.
Oh,
last 2 times I did top 40, top 20 because you can't do both. DraftKings doesn't let you do both, like top 40, top 40.
Oh,
you have to be like separate. So I'm doing this one top 20, top 10.
Oh,
I'm going Hoagie, back to Hoagie. He's done me well. He's been playing really well as well. Yeah. So I'm going Hoagie top 20, Morikawa top 10. That's plus 613, 22 units. So I'm getting a little fancy 22 units, getting a little math here. Math action.
Okay. I would like to hear your breakdown on why you picked that, but fair enough.
22 units?
Yeah.
You'll see on my last pick.
Okay.
Kind of.
Did you do like an 8 unit or a 2 unit, a couple 2 units? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Next pick number 2. Victor Hovland, 20 units, top 10, plus 130.
You like the top 10s, don't you?
I didn't do any top 10s last week.
You didn't?
No.
There was top 20 last time. Okay.
I like top 20s.
You did the top 5 a couple weeks ago, I think, didn't you?
So I started out with an outright winner, and then I was like, this ain't working. So I was like, let's just regress a little bit. So I went top 5, then I went top 10, then I went top 20, and I hit.
There you go. All right. Well, my next one here, I got Lee Hodges. Lee Hodges. What do you know about him, huh?
Absolutely nothing.
Lee Hodges. Hey, I know one thing. He's going to finish top 20 this week.
Maybe.
Top 20 plus 330 units for Lee Hodges. He had at least one good finish here. I got some notes on him here, I believe. Where did my notes go here on Lee Hodges?
Lee Hodges. I wish I could make a joke right now. I have no idea.
But he has had at least a couple of good finishes already this year. We haven't referenced him here yet on this podcast, but he has.
If he plays well, we'll figure. I'll learn about him. You'll actually learn 2 truths and a lie if he plays really well.
Sure. All right. Well, what you got next one? I'll pull up my stats on him.
My next one, we mentioned this person earlier as well. Scotty Scheffler. Top 10, odds plus 115, 20 units. Nice and simple this week. Got 2 more, though.
Okay. Scotty Scheffler.
Scotty Scheffler.
He is the betting favorite this week.
He is.
Yep.
He is.
Betting favorite, Scotty Scheffler. We posted on Instagram today. He can retake the world ranking number 1 over Rory if he wins.
Correct.
If he wins, there's enough points. I think he's down like 26 points right now to Rory in the rankings, and the winner gets I think it was 40 points if you win.
Yeah, probably.
There's a lot of decimal points.
They get 500 FedEx Cup points. I know that one. We should have another podcast about explaining the FedEx Cup thing too, because that gets interesting as well. But go ahead.
Yeah, but I can't find my Lee Hodges notes here. But okay, I'll go into my next pick here. I got Billy Horschel.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
You'll hear about him
Billy
later.
Horschel, top 10, plus 175, 40 units. On Horschel. Billy Ho, let's go, baby.
That's the sound of it crashing.
Billy Ho, top 10. He's a baller. He's going to get it done.
He's good. He's great. He's my last pick I was going to announce, so I guess I'll just announce him now. So I have the exact same pick. Billy Horschel, top 10, plus 175, 20 units. Yeah. I like him. I really do. I think he's a phenomenal player.
One thing I want to say, at the President's Cup, we talked about this a lot, President's Cup, but he wasn't wearing a hat a lot at the President's Cup. I kind of like that swag.
You think it's swag?
It's like personality. Personality. Okay. I'm calling it swag. I like it.
Okay, fair enough. If you want to think of swag, I think of the first thing in my mind if I'm thinking of swag and I'm thinking of golf. Actually, a couple of things. This Harold Varner just came into my mind because of his shoes. All of his, not even his shoes, his whole outfit, but all Jordan. But I think of Phil Mickelson when he wore the shades.
No,
that is that's different.
No.
That's different, right? That's quote unquote swag. Maybe not swag to you, but from this to this is swag. I don't know if you're watching on YouTube. I took my hat off. I'm not sure if that's
It's not
swag.
like apparel, you're wearing something oh, that hat's swag. No, that's not it. It's just it's a way of life.
Wouldn't one have personality based on what they wear, not based on what they don't wear? I don't know.
You mean you can only have more personality if you put more clothes on?
Well, like a hat, like accessories. I mean, I guess your personality can be minimalist.
It's anything, yeah. It's anything. I think it's swaggy.
Swaggy. Oh my gosh!
Please
continue on with your next pick before
the swag.
I can just see the numbers. They're just dropping. The listeners are just dropping significantly after you said the word swaggy.
He's got. So you're thinking of like drip, is what you're thinking.
I don't even want to get started about this conversation.
You're thinking of drip.
Drip.
This is separate.
Swaggy.
But my last
GQ.
pick, I'll get into it. Is Colin Morikawa, like I said, outright winner. I'm not going away from the outright winners. I'm going to get one. Like you said, we went on a hot streak there during the summer. We're going to get another one. Colin Morikawa, outright winner, plus 1,800, 8 units. That's where the math comes in.
Got it, 8 units. Okay. I like it. I think that's a good one. I like Colin Morikawa. He hasn't played well this year.
And that's another thing that, like, I was reading somebody, it's not really my original thought, but they were saying he hasn't played super well this year. This is one of the last tournaments that you can get in before the fall break a little bit here. And again, it's a course that favors his style of play, and he can, it's not a super strong field. It's a stronger field, not the strongest, but it's something he can end the year on a good note with. It's kind of what they were kind of saying. Person I was reading, I'm like, that's fair enough. The competitor in you kind of wants to finish the year off strong. And yeah, I can see that.
I can see it. All right, last one. No, we have no one's picked this person yet. I think it might be this person's first tournament, actually, if I'm thinking of it correctly. Year? Yeah. Tony Finau. Top 10, plus 150, 20 units.
I was looking at him. I didn't quite pull the trigger, but I was looking at him yet.
I think he's a good one. Tony's I like Tony. Yeah. I think a lot of people like Tony. I don't think he has any like bad press about him or anything like that, but
another guy with some drip. He's got good shoes usually.
Yeah. Swag, drip, GQ, you can say whatever. I think he's another good player. He's native to Phoenix, to Scottsdale. Actually, one of his home courses was where I first moved down out here. Was McDowell Mountain. They said they saw him a lot. I never saw him. I don't know if they just said that. But I think he's got it. I think this past year his game has picked up. I should have looked up more stats on him, but I know he went winless for quite some time. He was one of the players on the tour that hasn't had a win. And he's had a couple of them, I think, this past year.
I don't remember.
All right,
I remember his streak ending. I don't remember when that was. I feel like it was longer than a year ago, though. But yeah, I remember he had a super long streak of just not ever pulling through the win. He would always have really good finishes, but he never.
All right, here we go.
Came through.
I got it for you. So he won I think his first. He has 4 victories. First one was in 2016 at the Puerto Rico Open at Cocoa Beach, and then he went winless for quite some time. And then last year he won the Northern Trust tournament, and then this year he won the 3M Open and the Rocket Mortgage Classic.
Okay. So he has one. Okay. Yeah. I was just thinking. I think the streak ended longer than I was thinking the wins he's had recently. Yeah. But all right.
I think those are some good picks this week. That's gonna be exciting to watch.
I'm feeling a 4 for 4 here. Let's go. I'm feeling it.
You feeling a Wendy's? 4
if I go 4 for 4, Wendy's 4 for 4. Heck yeah, junior bacon cheeseburger. If I go 4 for 4, we got to have like a early. We got the whoever wins the end of the season like gets something or have some reward / punishment.
First person to
we got to have somebody. If somebody goes 4 for 4, we got to have something in between.
Or 5 for 5.
Or 5 for 5. Yeah.
Which goes perfect.
A perfect week of at least 4 bets. Can't make like 1 or something like that.
Oh yeah, I think it has to be 4 bets.
Yeah, 4 or 5 is what we said. Yeah. So if you go 100%, we got to have something there. So we'll figure something out for that if that happens. So
5 guys. You have to take a loan out for that.
5 guys.
It's expensive.
If you go 4 for 4, you can afford some 5 guys.
Or we do 4 for 4, you just go Wendy's. 4 for 4. I don't know. I just feel like it's native, but I don't know.
I feel like Wendy's isn't much of a treat if I go 4 for 4, but okay.
I mean, that's fair, but it's free, so. All right.
Fair enough. We got the interview coming up here. Stick around for that. Make sure you like, subscribe, thumbs up,
comment,
DM,
leave a review,
whatever you want to do.
DM, share with a friend.
There you go.
You do it all. Paper pigeon,
paper airplane,
pigeon carrier, whatever you want to do. Share the show. We appreciate it.
Stick around for the interview. See you next time.
Thank you guys for continuing to listen to the Cactus Golf Podcast. I'm bringing you guys our last segment of the episode where I get to the great opportunity to interview more people. And this guest this week is the founder of SHANKITGOLF. We're bringing you guys Niels Stone. Thank you, brother, so much for being on the show, and we're excited to have you on here.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about it.
That's right. That's right. So let's start with yourself personally before we dive into the brand. What got you interested in playing golf? Did you start at an early age, or talk to us a little about that?
Yeah, when I was younger, I was always a baseball guy. I played baseball growing up, but my dad was always into golf. So some weekends he'd take me out and we go golfing. Didn't get too into golf until after my baseball career was over, and that's when I really kind of fell in love with the sport and started playing a lot. But yeah, and I've been playing since I was young. But
nice. So my first question for you, I played baseball too for up until my junior year of high school. And my biggest thing was they always told me, you can't play golf and baseball because it mess up your baseball swing. Have you heard that before, or is that just one of my coaches just said that to me?
Well, it's a good thing I was a pitcher.
Okay, so fair enough, sir. Fair enough. So it doesn't really affect you too much.
Yeah. So yeah, when I after high school for baseball, they wouldn't let me hit anymore, so it didn't matter for me. I could golf and play as much golf as I want. So
that's good. No, I was a catcher, so I hit. So my dad was telling me, the coach would tell me, they would be like, you can't go out there, you can't get on the course because it'll mess up your baseball swing. And honestly, looking back at it, I kind of wish I went back on the course a lot more, because this is a sport I can continue to keep playing.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of younger cousins now that are just starting to figuring out what sport they want to play. And every one of them, I'm guiding them. I'm like, golf, go here, go. Just trust me. Just trust me.
I wish I would have taken it more serious at a younger age.
Oh my gosh, by far. I mean, don't get me wrong. You can be a multi-sport athlete and still, play any sport that you want and have a good time with it. But I think golf is like one sport that is so overlooked in the youth population. Like you don't see as much of it. Like I can't think of anyone growing up that I knew that was like a part of like a golf organization. Like I knew people in Little League and Pop Warner football and basketball leagues that they had. I didn't know a single person that was in golf.
Yeah.
Think of anyone. So all right. So now let's talk a little about SHANKITGOLF. What got you? How did the name pop up? What made you think about it? What made you be like, you know what? I'm gonna start an apparel line and start putting out some hats, polos, gloves. You got it all, man. So, and even I saw bags recently too, right?
Yeah, bags are they're coming. They'll be released. Hopefully they're getting here before Christmas.
Oh, that's awesome.
We'll see.
Well, so what got you interested in all that?
I've always been interested, I guess, in selling various items online. Okay. Like in high school, I used to go and sell like video game consoles. I would buy them and then sell them on eBay and stuff, But,
nice. So were you a Gary Vee fan? You a fan of all that flipping and everything?
Back then, I didn't know who he was, but now I do know him. I like him.
Yeah,
he's fun to watch. But
interesting. Yeah.
yeah. But very interesting. But after that, I went to college for a year, and when I was in college, I did not like college. So I was kind of trying to think of, I guess, things that I could do that didn't require a degree. But so I ended up selling one golf towel, and it started strictly on Amazon. Okay. So I had one towel on Amazon in college, and then I went to college for a year, and then I went and played pro baseball for 2 years. Mm-hmm. So I had that one towel on Amazon. I wasn't really pushing it or anything. And for 3 years, that was the only product I was selling for, I guess, SHANKITGOLF, but it wasn't called SHANKITGOLF yet.
Okay.
But after I was done with pro baseball, I just thought of the name SHANKITGOLF, popped up into my head just one day randomly.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And then I decided to go full force into it.
I love it. Yeah, you definitely have went full force into it. I keep seeing your more of your guys' stuff pop up, more and more brand influencers that you're even picking up and trying to spread the word out there. What's the vision you have for Shankit Golf in the next, say, 5 years?
I mean, I want to grow it as big as possible. It's just recently you said you've been seeing more influencers and stuff like that. I just started trying to get influencers on board these past probably 4-5 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then because my main business was on Amazon. Shankit Golf was pretty much only sold through Amazon. And then these past 4 or 5 months, I've really been trying to transition more to a website, my website, and like get more influencers so I can really shape the image of Shankit Golf.
Yeah.
And try to get more funny people into the.
Yeah, I mean, the first person that comes to my mind that I've seen wear some of your hats is the, what's his name? Is his name Gary too?
Sam Gary.
Oh man, he's hilarious.
I love working with Sam.
Oh, he's amazing. He's every one of his videos that I watch. I mean, we laugh every single time. Blair and I, we were watching. I remember we were watching him. We were traveling for a wedding back in Indiana, and we were watching in the car, just all the videos, just crying, laughing at him. It's just they're awesome. He does a good job with it.
Yeah, he's hilarious. He's fun to work with. Yeah.
I can imagine. How'd you get hooked up with him? Did you just DM him randomly, or?
Yeah, I just DM'd him on Instagram one day, and he ended up answering me. So
that's awesome.
From there, but yeah,
that's awesome. So you obviously want to grow the brand as much as possible. You've been talking a little bit about Amazon, just the past couple, questions I asked. What made you want to go to Amazon originally versus, your own website?
It was just easier to start. I didn't have to carry inventory myself, so I could have it shipped to their fulfillment centers, and they ship it out for me. The issue is they take a lot of fees, Yeah. So now we want to transition to the website a little more. So this past year, I got a warehouse / like office area, I guess.
I saw that. It's pretty cool, man.
Thanks.
Nice little setup. It's exciting to see brands like start to grow and flourish a little bit, and actually see them kind of leave the home environment of everyone starts, usually at, their kitchen counter or, their garage or wherever. It's cool to see that in the next step.
Yeah. Last Christmas, I filled up the garage and I was like, all right, this next year, I think I got to get a place.
That's awesome. Well, I'm excited for you, man. You got someone, last question I have for you. Let's say you got someone that came up to you and they just ran into you in a Starbucks. Let's pretend you like Starbucks. I don't even know if you like Starbucks, but I know I'm
a Dunkin' guy.
Fair enough. Let's say that someone ran into you and they said, what's one piece of advice that you can give me if I wanted to start a golf brand? What would you tell them?
I'd say, I guess, don't be scared to start.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just do it.
Absolutely. I agree. I think a lot of people, they try to wait for like the perfect time, the perfect conditions. They get nervous of what happens with this, what happens with that. No one ever knows. You just figure it out as you go. I mean, even some of these people that run, medium-sized businesses, or even some of these large businesses that they started from the ground up, they probably still don't even know what the heck they're like. I listen to a lot of entrepreneur podcasts, and a lot of them talk about that, that still to this day, they have no idea what the heck they're doing. They feel like eventually someone's going to figure out that they're a fraud, but like, they're just figuring it out. You just go, you just keep going, and you keep your head down, and you have setbacks, you have success stories, and you make it work, man. And it's just about the journey and having a good time. That's what it's all about, I think, too.
For sure.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, tell everyone where they can find a little bit more about Shankit Golf.
Go to our Instagram, TikTok. Everything is just Shankit Golf. Website is shankitgolf.com.
Awesome, man. I appreciate you for being on the show, and for everyone that's listening, I hope you guys check out some of his stuff. You have some amazing, like I said, some awesome stuff on there. A lot of it makes me laugh. I love a lot what you
Hey,
offer.
we got 5 new hats dropping in the next 2 months, I think.
I love that. That's exciting. That's exciting. So everyone, make sure you guys check out their site and check out their Instagram. Give them a follow, even on TikTok, and leave a review when you guys when you listen to the podcast too. Subscribe, like, comment. We have this on YouTube if you're watching on the video version. Anything just helps us out and helps grow the show. And I appreciate you guys for listening, and we'll see you next week.